looks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. Gone Hunting is a 1 to 4 player game of family fun where you build a unique hunting ground, scout different animals, buy weapons and gear, and roll dice to hunt. Complete objectives and try not to miss. So let's load up the truck and back Gone Hunting today. See you in the field.
Hey guys, it's Big Sexy with Big Sexy Outdoors. If you guys are looking for your bucks to be big and sexy like me, I recommend you go out and get yourself some Big Sexy by Domain. This product is filled with radish, turnips, and kale, and other vegetation to keep the deer coming back all season long. Go out to your local Tractor Supply and purchase some today. Big Sexy by Domain.
That commercial almost looked professional, Chris. I don't know what it is, but that almost looked professional. So anyway, guys, we are live and we're ready to go tonight, and we have a special guest for you. So we have Tony. Tony, don't let me mess up your last name. Just say it for me.
Gano.
Gano. There you go, guys, because I will mess it up. I'll shred it for the poor guy, and I don't want to do that.
Hey, you're all right. I'm used to it.
And he is with Tagged Out and Off the Hook. What's up?
What's up?
So we have met Tony out at the Freezer Bound Outdoors rendezvous, and man, what a group! What a good group of guys we met. We had on last week. We had on Nick. Today we have on Tony, and there's a lot more coming up. So, Tony, I want to welcome you on the show. Say thank you very much for joining us, and I'm going to let you take it here and just let us tell a little bit about yourself and what got you started.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm Tony. I grew up in the outdoors. Here and there, family taught me stuff. What really got me into the outdoors was my love for food and my passion for it as a chef. That's what really took me into the outdoors, of harvesting and gathering my own food and being able to be that much closer to where my food comes from.
Dude, I love that. That's a good reason. I want you to know that I'm fat, and the fact that we eat is already makes it good for me, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's up? Adam is getting ready to go to work. Says hi. What's up, ladies? So you got started when you were young. Did your dad, your uncle, grandfather, who got you started into this? And at what point did it become your passion?
I originally actually grew up down in the South in my grandmother's kitchen. And it wasn't until I was 15 that I moved here to Pennsylvania, and my family, my uncles got me into the woods. So it was them that got me into it. I know I did some fishing down in Florida, completely different than here in Pennsylvania, but it was my uncles that got it started for me.
No, I asked because there's always that one person in your life who just seems to trigger that spark,
Right.
I guess is what we want to call it. I know for me, I hunted with my grandfather and my uncles, and I loved every ounce of it, but it wasn't but spending time with Dad that changed it for me. So the Keystone Experience. What's up, guys? So, you know, it was a big Tipsy Rippers. Tony, you're famous, bud. They're all on. Look, I need to see a beard braid, Tony.
Eventually, once it gets long enough.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, what got you into YouTube? Now, we did notice you have multiple YouTubes. Let's talk a little bit about that and what got you started there.
My first channel that I ever did was Homehead Chef. I was a chef for about 20 years, classically French trained. I grew up in the South with my grandmother's cooking, stuff like that. So food's always been a big part of my life. I was a chef at a restaurant in the town that I live in, and my kids were always saying they wanted to be a YouTuber. And I jokingly said, I'm going to be one. So I started the channel, and it instantly, I don't want to say instantly, but it took off real quick within a year. So I just kind of rolled with it. And then when COVID rolled around, I started getting back in the outdoors and filming that.
Okay. So you say it took off. Was there a video that grabbed somebody's attention? Was there one thing in general?
I'm not sure. It's just a lot of people were commenting. We like how you're sticking to the point. There's not a lot of filler or B-roll in your videos. It's just like straight to the point of cooking, and you're very you go over things really well to teach people about how to cook and the recipes. It just within the first year, I think we had like 2K within the first year, and I thought that was really good for it being a joke with my kids that I was going to be a YouTuber. So just kind of rolled with it.
So let's stay on that subject. What do your kids think now that you're a YouTuber?
They like it, I guess. I don't know.
Now I know some people
videos.
I know some people prefer the classical cooking or versus baking. Which do you go for?
I like to cook over bake.
Okay.
But I like to bake good, so.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I was going to say, I like to eat the baked goods. I guess it's easy to tell, Tony, that I do like my baked goods. But I do like the baked goods, but I would much rather tagged out Cass Cray. There's Jamie Logan. So, all right, Cass Cray pops up, right? Let's go with it. It's all right. I love when these opportunities they just open themselves up as we talk, so I love it. Let's pull up Cass Cray. There it is right there.
Yep.
Tell us a little about Cass Cray and your involvement in Cass Cray.
Yep. We are, as tagged out, we are pro staff with Cass Cray. We work heavily with them promoting their baits. It's the only baits that we use here at Tagged Out. They cover everything from bass, small and large, to crappie, bluegill, trout, carp. Anything that you want to fish for, Cass Cray has you covered.
Now, we talked a little bit off air before we got on, and we talked about trout fishing because one thing I love to do. Hey, there's Tony.
What's up, Tony?
So there's one of the things I love to do a lot is Tony said he owes me a steak, mashed potatoes, and some asparagus. Oh, Tony,
it's on. Come down.
That sounds like a good meal. I'm sorry, you guys you talked about food. You completely lost me.
Listen, I do that. I talk about food all the time. In my day-to-day life, not being a YouTuber, I am a butcher as well. I left the restaurant industry, and now I'm a butcher.
So you do butcher as well now as a business?
At a local butcher shop. Yeah, we are a USDA inspected kill floor, and we have a full-blown shop, a storefront, and everything.
Dude, that's awesome. So you just keep taking the love and just keep putting it into something else you love. Yep. I love that.
Yep. Today we did 3 beef and 7 hogs.
Wow. That's a good day.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of steak and some pork chops where I come from.
Yep. I'll be stocking the storefront tomorrow, so it's a good time.
I've seen, and I know it's a little off topic, but I've seen a lot of places that, those videos on how to break down an animal seem to be pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I've watched some to help, when I was first learning.
It's definitely on our list of videos to do for Tagged Out is how to break down and kind of, I want to marry the two channels together. Like, this is our harvest that we got this week. And now I'm going to show you how to make jerky over on this channel, or how to make a roast or something like that. You kind of merge them together and bring the love for food and hunting and fishing together. So
I like that. I actually really like that. So the people that don't care much about the end result don't have to watch, but the ones that do can follow over here and continue to go.
Right.
I like that. That's smart thinking there, Tony, especially with the way the world is right now. Everybody's kind of, squirmish with the kill factor, I guess you would put it.
Right.
But, sorry, after I laughed earlier, but we talked earlier about trout fishing off air. And I brought up that I use a lot of rooster tails. Now, you did say, for those that are watching that, Cass Cray makes something just like a rooster tail, but a little bit better.
Yep. They call it the Trout Buster. It is very similar to a rooster tail. It fishes just like a rooster tail. But last night, my cousin and I went out, and he landed 3 trout and a smallmouth, and I got 4 smallmouth and a chub within 2 hours of walking the creek. And
that's only fishing the Trout Buster.
Yep, only the Trout Buster.
We'll have to get some of them. We'll have to talk, because I'm a big fly fisherman, but I do like to throw that rooster tail once in a while. So I'm definitely into trying that and seeing.
Well, if anybody wants to place an order on CassCray.com, use code TaggedOut10. It'll save you 10% off your whole entire order.
Look at that. Even got a code tonight, guys. So anybody watching even got themselves a code. I mean, you can't beat this. Look at this. Tony's a man.
I try.
So, so I will say, and we did talk about this off air a little bit, but I will tell you that I left my 12-year-old son demo some of the Cask Cray product that we got from the YouTube Rendezvous. And I got to tell you that my boy at first wasn't into it, but once he realized what they did, my boy fell in love with that product. He was actually putting them in his own little fishing bag.
There you go.
He had some. I think we had clear and the red, green and black ones.
Okay.
And they look like crayfish.
Yep, the little
tentacles.
Yep, I remember those.
Dude, he's like, this one's mine and this one's mine. And I was like, that's all right, buddy. You take whatever you want. That'll get more.
That's right.
But I mean, that was really cool. But one thing I did notice in a lot of your videos is it's not just you. Tell us about who else is involved in what you do.
Now, here at Tagged Out, we are a team. Majority of the time, it's my son and I that are out. We do have a few other team members. They kind of have their niche on what they like to do. I have my older cousin that he likes to hunt and fish, but he's pretty busy at times. So we get together when we can. We have my other little cousin that fishes more than he hunts. And then we have Adam and Chantel. You guys met them at the YouTube Rendezvous. They like to do more fishing than the hunting, but Adam's shown a little interest on possibly wanting to hunt within the last year or two. So might get him into that this year as well. And we also do some filming here and there with Sean Kochi, the owner of Mill Creek Valley Game Calls, which is another one of our sponsors.
Okay. Chris, I just seen a comment pop up about Cask Cray. Let's make sure we share that. So Cask Cray gave me a great donation for a benefit shoot I'm doing. I appreciate them greatly. So there you go, guys.
Yep.
Cask Cray is not just about selling a product, it's also about helping.
That's right.
So I want to make sure we share that and help Tony out.
I do know
here.
that they do a lot of benefits and fundraisers to get kids and other people involved in fishing, and they usually donate more than what they sell.
Wow, that's awesome.
Chris,
you're up. I see a point, and I'm trying to point. I keep going the wrong way, Chris.
Sorry, I'm not even looking at you right now, but I think I see something he's holding out on us.
What's he holding out on?
What is this?
Oh, the bragging board?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any baits that you catch with Cask Cray, you can send in down there at the bottom of that list. Your catch, what you caught it on, and you can be entered in the bragging board. Every so often, he picks winners. I'm on there, I think, 3 times. My son's on there once. I challenge people, come beat my records. I want people to beat me. So.
Oh, they have it for just about everything.
Yep.
I have to tell you though, Tony, when you're this good looking, do you really have to catch a fish to beat on the leaderboard? You know what I mean?
If it wasn't that easy.
Dude, I can't stress how when I watch your videos, I see your son involved and your daughter. That hits me at home because my daughter and son hunt. So how do your kids how do your kids? I realize they fit in because mine fit in, but how do they fit in the sense of their feelings and their thoughts towards all this? And do they enjoy it? Do they not enjoy it? What's their favorite part?
I'd like to think that they enjoy it. They want to do it quite frequently. I think it's more of a time that we spend together bonding. I know that when I was younger, it was spending time with my uncles, and that's what I look back on, and those are the kind of memories that I want to make with my kids that they'll pass on, and the knowledge and stuff like that. So I think they like it.
Well, I'll take I think because that's how I always feel.
Kids, you never know nowadays.
When they get their rod tangled in the tree, and I say, "Come on, guys!" I don't know. They might not like it as much as I do then, but
I know I don't like it when I get tangled up in the tree. But
my boy the other day caught a branch and reeled it all the way across the pond and said, "Dad, I caught something."
That's right. The tree pounded.
I was like, "All right, buddy, as long as you're happy." But it is an amazing experience dragging your kids out with you.
Yeah.
It really is. And anybody that doesn't do it, I challenge to do it.
Yeah.
Now, again in your videos, and again, I can't stress you how many of your videos of all you guys I've watched since we left this rendezvous because you guys all got me hooked. I feel like we're a big family, and I have to be
Absolutely.
part of what you're doing, and I just feel that way. So I've really been spent a lot of time watching your guys' stuff.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I seen your videos go from shed hunting to catching sunfish to, again, going with cast cray to trapping to, I mean, it just never ends.
Speak of
If
the
it
devil on
involves the
Bob's show.
outdoors, we do it.
Yeah. Oh, there's Bob there. Hey,
Yes.
Bob, Tony
Speak of
wants
the
to go
devil.
snake hunting.
Nope.
Bob, Tony wants to go snake hunting. We're going to hook him up, Bob.
Yeah, we'll see.
Watch Bob.
I'll hang out with Tony.
That's
Bob
right.
Bob loves teaching people. I'm telling you, he'd have a field day if you went.
I'm down to learn from a very far, safe distance.
Okay, I think you can do that. You can probably make that work. But in all the videos you make, and I realize cooking is a super passion for you.
Yeah.
But in all the videos you make in the outdoors, what's your favorite thing to do and why?
That's a hard one.
I know it is hard, ain't it, when you do so many different things?
They all have their ups and downs. I can catch a fish quicker than I can get a deer. Yeah, okay. Nah, let's not. Let's not find a big one.
I told you he'd comment. I was just waiting.
I enjoy hunting. I know that provides more for my family, and it's more of a thrill than fishing. Don't get me wrong. I love fishing. It's a good time, but hunting's more rewarding.
Okay.
It kind of just, I know what that meal is going to become. I'm more hands-on with it. A lot of the fish I throw back. That's more for sport than it is to feed my family. So
I am the exact same. That's why I don't fish, is because I don't like to eat them.
Right.
But when it comes to hunting, I'm already planning, like,
yeah,
this is what I'm going to make with it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's putting sauce on the cardboard and chewing on the cardboard. Prepping.
Only when
prepping to test the meals before they get there.
Hey, you have to.
But it's one of the questions I was going to end up asking you. So you answered that question already. Is, a lot of guys say they hunt for sport, and other guys say they hunt for the meat. I am going to call it right out and say I'm a meat hunter.
Right.
If I see a 12-pointer, I will do everything I can to hold off for that 12-pointer. But at the end of the day, I'm shooting whatever it takes to put down and feed my family.
Exactly. So, don't get me wrong. I'm all about getting the trophies. I like them, but you can't eat the antlers. So at the end of the day, what's putting food on my table is the most important part.
So now you're talking big game animals. So now I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite animal to hunt? Because this can go a long way. So I love, I'm going to tell you this, love. And you're invited anytime. I invite anybody to go with anytime. Absolutely love late season rabbit hunting with dogs.
I like rabbits. I like shooting rabbits.
It is by far one of my favorite things to do.
And it's good eating too.
But again, it doesn't provide as that deer does. So a lot of guys will say to me, why do you not pheasant hunt? And I always reply with Tony, well, it doesn't just put on the table what I need.
Right. Now
I will tell you, if I shoot a doe with the bow or a buck with the bow, I will hunt deer less because I feel like, okay, I got something, what we're after is there. My kids love deer jerky.
Oh, same here.
They love it. I mean, they'll eat the whole deer probably raw if I left them once they realize I just say jerky.
Yep. Last year, we ended up, my cousin and I, doing 70 pounds of venison bacon, and that was a massive hit. And we couldn't keep it in stock. Everybody in the family wanted it.
I made that last year too.
Yeah, you did, didn't you, Chris?
Yes, I did.
I think I have a short on YouTube on Tagged Out of that, and it's got, in my point of view, it has a lot of views. Now, who knows? Everybody's idea of a lot of views is different. So
now, was your venison bacon at the rendezvous?
No, it was not. That was from Big Tiny.
That was from Big Tiny. Okay, you're right. You're right. That was really good too.
I believe it's that one right there.
Oh, here you go.
Yep.
Oh, snap. That looks good.
I did the same thing. Yep. It is neat. You got to try it.
I've had people. It's just venison meatloaf. I'm like, no, it's not meatloaf. Don't say that. But
So let me ask. I'm going to get off subject here a little bit. Oh, Bob just said he loves taking a recurve for late season rabbits. That I haven't tried.
I have not as well.
I don't like to miss, Bob. All right. I usually take a grenade and a rocket launcher.
Yeah, we'll get them.
So let's go into how you make this. I know I'm off subject a little bit, but you got me intrigued here. I'm a fat guy that loves food.
Right. No, I get it. It's about a 70-30 blend of venison to ground pork. It's also the seasoning and the cures I got from, I hope I got this right. I believe it's psseasonings.com, and it's everything that you need for a seasoning cure. You mix it all up. You put it in a silver aluminum pan. You let it cure overnight in the fridge. Flip it out. Smoked it for, I believe, 5 to 6 hours. Let it cool down overnight, sliced it, then fried it up, and it's good to go.
So you literally already get it ready to go. It. Now, is it broken into the pound increments and everything for you?
The seasoning and stuff, you can buy it. I believe it was a 5-pound package or a 25-pound, and we bought several 25 because we did the smaller, but it didn't last long, so we had to reorder a bunch.
It didn't last long. Yeah, it wasn't in my house either. I'll tell you what, that looked good, but anything off that smoker, I don't care what it is. When it comes off that smoker, you have me.
Yep, I got 4 smokers and a flat top just outside. So
really,
yep.
If you're a chef that likes to smoke things, you are my man. Now, when I say smoke things, I mean that big metal machine.
Yeah, I know. I gave all that up years ago.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. Took a long time ago. Well, you know what? When you start having kids, those things go away.
Yep.
You start realizing life is worth more than dumb stuff.
Yeah, and that's what changed me. A good woman and kids. I realized I wasn't about living about myself anymore. I had other people to live for. So
I said kids. I didn't say good woman. I'm not in that boat, brother. But I respect any man that is, but I never had one of those.
12 years she's put up with me, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I agree. If you made it that long. I don't know. I think I got divorced after 12 years, Tony. I'm going to have to take that back.
Don't shatter my dreams.
I think I made it 12 years and then was like, this ain't working. But, so you do all your hunting in PA or do you travel around?
Right now, and as far as it's been all in Pennsylvania, but there is talk of branching elsewhere to go. I have the Cass Cray group. The owner, Rick, he also hunts. A few fellows from the Cass Cray hunt as well. They're inviting me out to Ohio. Jeep Fam Overland, they were at the rendezvous. He's invited me out to, I believe it's Iowa where they live, to duck hunt this year.
Oh, my God. I love the duck hunt. It used to be one of my favorite things in the world, Tony.
Yeah,
I lost all my spots.
So, because where I'm at in PA, it's not much of a duck area that I'm aware of. So,
the problem with duck hunting is if you find a spot, everybody found that spot.
Right.
Because they're so far and few. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. That's a lot of hunting nowadays in general, anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
Everyone has everything posted. No one's allowed on it. And all the lands that everybody is allowed on, everybody's posted up on it.
Yeah, I had last year, I actually sat with my Uncle Randy, and we had people coming in so close we could hear them on their phone conversations.
Yeah.
We're shining our lights on them, and like, we were here since 4 a.m.
Right.
They don't care.
No.
They don't.
Nope. Most people are out for themselves nowadays, and it kind of hurts.
Tony, just so you know, that Chris drives me insane. He'll pop up, disappear, pop up, disappear. He's like the ghost. I'm telling you, he's good at what he does, and then all of a sudden you'll see him, he has a question, and then boom, see, and then he's gone. He does this to me all the time. I love him to death. But I know Cass Cray, again, does a lot of fish and a lot of stuff like that. How'd you find where'd they come from? Like, you got started somewhere with them. I want to make sure people see you're sponsored and why you're sponsored, because you don't, if you're anything like me, you don't support a business unless you believe in it, right? So,
Originally, a few years ago, tagged out. We were with Monster Bass. We were heavily into bass fishing, and a little bit of panfish here and there, a little bit of trout. And Monster Bass had subscription services, and I got Cast Cray's bait inside one of those boxes, and I really fell in love with using that bait. And I got in contact with Cast Cray, and we eventually left Monster Bass, and then we joined with Cast Cray, and now it's been a little over a year, I believe, and it's a family thing. All the pro staffers talk every day. They have get-togethers. I think last weekend, I think it was Saturday, they had a fish fry out at the Cast Cray headquarters, the storefront in Sebring, Ohio. People were coming out. They were frying up all the crappie that they caught, and it was events. I'd like to make it to more, but it's about a 2-hour drive, and with working, I don't get to make it to a bunch of the events, but got to schedule them in.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Life is just what it is. You know what I mean? There's no. So I gotta ask you, what do you think of this background Chris is running? Ain't that pretty cool?
It is. That's nice.
He just set these up. He just found them this week. He's special for you, Tony.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
He said he wanted to find a new cool fishing one to set up because he was watching all your Cast Cray stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's an awesome video to set up and go. Now there's the duck. Look, talk about ducks. There goes the ducks. Dude, that's awesome. I'm sorry. I love this stuff. Anything to do with hunting and fishing, I could talk about for about 8 hours a day.
Yep.
The other ones I want to sleep, sometimes 12.
Between the outdoors and food, that's all I ever talk about. So
yeah, I know. We're in the same boat. I think that's why we got along.
Yeah, right.
It's the same way for me. So I'm going to ask you an oddball question, a weird one. And again, I was married for 12 years. How does your wife feel about all this?
What, me being outdoors?
To YouTube, the outdoors, to some women hate it. Some are 100% against what you do.
I don't want to say she likes it. I don't want to say she hates it. But if I'm not out fishing after a few days, she tells me to go. Because I start getting irritable and crazy if I don't spend time in the woods. So she tells me to go to the woods. So
sorry, I love that answer because that's about how it was for me. Yeah, mine was the same way. I want to say she didn't like it. She didn't support it, but she did support it.
Right.
It was one of those things. She knew I loved it, and it was one of the things that kept me sane and peaceful. And
yep. And she likes to eat venison, so she doesn't complain about it. So
I love when my one daughter, my 15-year-old, will say, "Dad, I don't know why you kill deer. It's so stupid." And then 10 minutes later, she's there.
Yep.
I'll be like, "That's deer." Oh, stop it.
Oh, my kids, if they had one meat to choose from, it'd be deer.
All the time.
They love venison.
Now, do you eat the fish? Do you eat any fish, or do you catch and release everything you do?
I catch and release for the most part.
See, same here.
When it comes to trout, I have family members that do eat it and stuff like that, and I'll give it to them so that way I'm not wasting an animal. It wasn't a life that got lost in vain. So
do you run into a boat like I do then? Because I do a lot of catch and release, and then somebody will say to me, I have a family, I'll say, hey, I know a family hurting a little bit. Any chance you can keep your limit, bring it home and give it to them? You run into that a lot too?
Yeah. Yep. I've definitely helped a few families and stuff like that. Deer season, I've donated some meat and stuff like that to make sure that people were eating.
Same here. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good to do that?
Yeah, it does. It's
an incredible feeling when you know that you took something you loved and could turn it around and help somebody.
Yeah.
In your boat, it's got to feel better because now I butcher my own sometimes, but if I am busy in life and I just can't get it, I'll take it to a butcher shop. But in your case, you're hands-on from, the moment it happens to the moment it ends.
Yeah. Yep.
So do you work with any community services in there? Do you work with any of them? And when it comes to the butchering and
at the current moment, I do not. It's something that I want to look into for this year. I wasn't really sure how to branch out into doing that, but that's going to be something I will be researching this year before season.
So I don't know if it works for your area, but there's a lot of local churches that are very. I trap that outdoors. What's up?
How's it going?
So there's a lot of local churches that do things like that. We'll run into that. And I would recommend if you're interested in that, definitely reach out to some.
Absolutely.
That's one thing. My parents run a church. Both of them are pastors. My dad's a retired pastor. My mom runs a church now.
Okay.
And they are always giving food. Our community up this way, and I don't want to sound smart, is starving. I mean, so it's really cool to be able to reach out and help. So I'm sure there's a lot of other churches out there doing the same thing.
I'm sure. Times are tough. So
yeah, times definitely have changed.
Yep.
How did COVID affect? Now I realize COVID changed the way you do things. You went from videoing to this, but how did COVID affect your hunting at all? Did you have to work less and hunt more? Did you have to hunt more?
That's what it was. I wasn't hunting a lot prior to COVID, but in the restaurant industry, we got laid off because we weren't essential workers, and it was like takeout only. So there was a lot more time off, and I was going stir crazy sitting in the house. I'm like, I'm gonna get back into hunting and fishing and all that stuff, and started doing it again. My buddy's like, hey, let's do YouTube since you're already doing one. I was like, okay, and then.
So it just kind of became that COVID incident that said, "Hey, Tony, let's go back to our roots."
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it was.
All right, not wrong with that, man. Not wrong in the world with that.
Nope. And then with the whole COVID thing, I'm like, well, supplies, food might not be coming in. Things are looking scarce. Might as well get back to where I love to put it this way. We have God's grocery store at our fingertips. We'd be stupid not to use it.
Our motto is God gave us this great land and we intend to use it.
That's right. So here in Pennsylvania, we can grow and harvest just about anything. So I'm going to take advantage. I don't want to say take advantage, but I'm going to use those resources as well as I can.
Amen, brother.
Now, that's pretty much what got me back into it, too. I used to teach like 12, 14-hour days because I teach post-secondary. And when that hit, I now only teach from home, so I was able to get back out, too. Now, Ben tried to get me shed hunting once, but he kept going into like outhouses and he kept going into like shacks. He could never find any sheds.
Okay. Lowe's?
Yeah, they look like sheds, but they
he
weren't
had me in the Lowe's in the Home Depot parking lot for like 2 hours. I'm like, Ben, come on. Sorry.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, Chris. I've done shed hunting, but I've never done to the point. Now, I have found a lot of deadheads.
Yep.
I went to a place where I found probably 10 deadheads in one walk.
Wow.
Now, rumor had it that there was a lot of people poaching with 22s out in that area, which I had no clue. I just happened to go for a walk with my dog.
Right.
But I found, I think, 10 deadheads in one area one time. It was sick.
That's crazy.
It was sick. Like everywhere I'd walk, I wish I videoed half of the things I did, back when because people wouldn't believe them. Like I used to have 12 different buck come to me in one day, and that's the truth. I used to lease a piece of property that people would die for.
Right.
And I pick a litter, man. I just sit there and wait for the buck I wanted. I can show you something. They're ridiculous. But I don't have that no more. So I'm in the boat you're in. Everything's taken over. And now I'm struggling, and I'm starting to see what everybody's saying. I'm starting to be like, holy crap, this sucks.
Now something's wrong with this video here. You said it's an archery one, but I was seeing them guns.
Ah.
Oh, my. Oh.
He's good with words.
He didn't, Tony. He didn't go there. So I'm going to ask, Chris, for you. This is for you, Chris. Do you have a permit for those weapons?
No, you don't need them when they're unloaded.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah, those are BB guns. Those little pellet rifles. That's what those things are. Oh, my God. How many times a day do you think you actually get out in the outdoors? I love this question because I have a full-time job. I work probably 60 hours a week, and I know how often I get there.
A lot less than what I want, but I try to make it out at least on my 2 days off. I try to get out for 2 days to at least fish or hunt or something.
For the 2 days you get there in the week.
Yep.
That's me. I try to spend, and again, I raise 3 kids alone, so it's hard for me. But I am always trying to get out. I don't care if it's 2 hours, man. I got to get there.
Anything.
I got to get there. I just got to dip that hook a little bit, or I just got to, like tonight, I said to Chris, I got to go check my trail cameras and put batteries in. Something. They're going to die. I have to get out there. Did I have to? No, I didn't. It's only June.
No, but you did have to get out there, though.
Yeah, it's only June, but I did. So Bob Jay's commented, we're lucky in the Northeast. We have thousands of acres of public land. I haven't run into anyone hunting there in years. So that's Bob is, when I tell you Bob moves, this man walks, I told you, miles upon miles upon miles. He'll just walk where nobody is. That's what Bob's specialty is. That's part of being outdoors as much as Bob is. You know, when we say we love it, Bob lives it.
Okay.
You know, he's one of those guys.
Right.
I mean, the first time I met Bob and he come walking out, I was like, oh, we're screwed. He come out, his calves were as big as mine. You know, I'm a big guy. I thought, right. This. And I was like, oh, God, this guy's going to kill me. But it wasn't. It wasn't like I thought. You know, and Bob was one of the coolest dudes I ever met. Down to earth. First thing he said, I forgot what he said when he got out, but he cracked a joke at me, and I knew then we were going to get along. So what's the oddest thing you've ever hunted?
I don't really know. Odd? I hunt the typical stuff.
So you're pheasant, squirrels, rabbit.
Yep.
Deer, grouse.
Yep.
Do you predator hunt?
I've dabbled, but it's on the list to do more this year. I would like to predator hunt more. I know where there's some coyotes and stuff like that. Currently, just need to get out.
So I got into that approximately, I don't know, year and a half ago. And I don't run a very expensive night setup.
Right.
I do run a Taipan 384. And I've hunted with guys that run other thermal setups, and they're like, this is sick. And it's not even the most expensive setup.
Right.
And I run a cheap, oh God, come on, Ben. It's the most common predator scope out there. I can't think of what the heck it's called at this point. Forgive me, but it's one of the cheaper ones on the market. And I run that. And I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I love it. If I could afford it, I'd spend thousands into this. Like, I would just go crazy. That's how much I love it.
Mm.
It is one of them cool. Go ahead, Chris.
Bob said he thought your shirt read, "I beat anorexia."
I did beat it. I did beat it, Bob. I beat it so bad, you see me now.
That's right.
It wasn't winning, Bob. I went to that all-you-can-eat buffet and told that thing it is not going to win anymore.
That's right. Never be a quitter.
That's right.
But I'll tell you what, if you've never done it and, like, really done it, oh, dude, try it. Try to get deep into it. Oh, my God, I have so much fun. I have a Sight Mark raft. Don't ask me why I just thought of it. I run a Sight Mark raft
this year.
It is so much fun. I absolutely... I upload a lot of shorts. Like, even if I'm not shooting, I'll video through my scope.
Right.
And I'll upload a lot of shorts with that stuff. We have a guy in the area here that's like semi-pro. I hooked up with him a few times. Dude, he is good. Oh, my God, he's good. He definitely makes me look like the beginner I am. But, yeah, if you got the opportunity, man, do it. Trapping wise, what are you doing trap? Like, I realize everybody traps the coons and the muskrats and what's yours to trap? What's your thing? You like land? You like water?
I like land.
See? Now that's a different. A lot of people say water.
I haven't dabbled much into the water trapping more so than I have land.
So what's your favorite animal to trap on land?
I would say my favorite and the one I do the most is probably raccoons.
Okay. I would think that would be the one because most people, I would say they're not the hardest to catch.
No, they're not. They're relatively easy.
Something I haven't done a whole lot of, but I definitely want to start this year. I just picked up 34, 35 traps.
Okay.
So
that video right there, that was with Sean Kochi. The turkey.
Dude, look at the sunfish. That looks like a pig.
Yeah, it was almost 1 pound.
Yeah, that is a hog.
Yep.
1 pound sunfish are big.
Yeah.
I always say if you can hold your hand up and that thing's the size of your hand, that's a monster.
Yeah. I think it was 0.92. That's the one that's on the Cass Cray bragging board.
0.92. Oh my God, that's a sunny. My God, that's insane. I'm sorry. That I could tell as soon as that came out of the water, that thing was a hog.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely crazy. The where'd you meet Fraserback? Where did they come into all this?
Believe it or not, we both were working with Mill Creek Valley Game Calls before we really knew each other, and we kind of like came through meeting each other through Sean Kochi.
Oh, okay. So you got introduced through them, or you actually just met because you both use the same thing?
We both use the same game calls. They're a local call company that's within minutes from us. And Sean, I think, has, I don't want to butcher the number, but let's say he's won several world contests for turkey calls. His daughter took first this year, Priya, in kids calls. So they know their stuff.
Okay. Dude, so I think that's cool. And one thing is, out your way, tell me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of local guys that they're doing this.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think the reason is? Do you think it's because the land's more plentiful? Do you think just there's more guys, like teammates involved and more families involved? What do you think makes it different?
I don't know. I would say maybe more families are involved. It's more of a lifestyle, maybe.
That's a pretty nice pond area.
Which one, Freezer Bound? The one I always fish?
Hey, guys. Dude, I'll tell you what. I just watched some of your videos, just like there. Is that your boy there? Was that your boy?
Yeah.
I love that. The smile in them kids' faces when they're catching them. Nobody can tell me there's anything better than that.
No, nothing.
I tell everybody they're a liar. I mean, I just watched your boy turn around holding that fish, and he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man.
That's exactly what it's about.
And you're teaching them that way of life. And now, in your era, you're teaching them a lot more than that, because you're teaching them how to clean it, cook it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I butcher, so my kids know the basics to get through what we have to do and get through life, whatever. But I guess, dude, that was a cool video there.
Yeah, I was really happy with that one.
Yeah, that was a cool video there. So one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, and I see we're right around our 45-minute mark, so I definitely don't want to forget to bring this up, is so when we were out at the rendezvous, I've seen you with a drone.
Yeah.
How often do you use this drone to film?
Last year, it was heavily. This year, not so much. I didn't calibrate it towards the end of last year, and it ended up upside down in the pond.
Oh, no.
Luckily, it was very shallow, and all I lost was a battery out of it. So now I'm real skeptic and hesitant on using it this year. But I need to get it back out and start using it.
So is that one of those drones where you're to the point of you need the FFA license?
Yes.
So it is one of those.
Yes.
Well, I knew it was good when I seen it go up in the air, and the way it just hovered and stuff. I knew it wasn't a cheap one.
No, it's a decent one. I have the, I don't know if I have it in my wallet or not, their certificate to fly and all that stuff. You can't go above so many feet without it, and it has to be registered. And
so what's involved in that?
You have to register it and send it into, it's a website and it has to have a serial number. You have to be listed on there. You have to take some tests and stuff like that. And you can't go above legally, you're not allowed to take anyone's allowed to take their drones above a certain feet in the air without the proper license.
So I'm going to ask you a dumb question. How do you know you're over the footage? Does it tell you?
No, just something you're supposed to know. What's up, drama?
What's cracking? I like that. What's cracking?
That's also a bait off a cast crate. It's called the Kraken. So
I just like what's cracking, Tony. He could go to text anything in the world. I love that. That was good. Hey, drama. Look at this. Yeah, I was really impressed by that drone. I watched you fly that for a while. I said to Chris, that's what I'm talking about right there. Now, we had a guy on the show our first year who actually had to sell his. The game commission, he found a bear. He recovered a bear for somebody, and they told him, here's your option. Get rid of it, and we'll drop everything. Or he had to go through this big disaster. So he was looking at more fines than the thing was worth. You know what I mean? I think he said he paid $10,000 for it.
Wow.
So it was sick.
Right.
But does yours run the thermal?
No, mine does not.
Okay. So that's sick. I love them drones. I wish I had a million of them just because I think they're so cool. When I watch that thing flying around there, I thought that was really neat.
It's an expensive hobby, and when they break, it's even more expensive.
Oh, I couldn't imagine, man. I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
So I seen a video on your YouTube, and it was a young girl that you took out turkey hunting. Was this her first time turkey hunting?
No, that is actually Sean Kochi's daughter, Priya. That was Mentored Youth this year. She goes every year, and they bag a turkey every year. So
the newest one I watched, I didn't watch, I'm not gonna lie to you, I watched the newest one with her. And the reason I asked, you're gonna laugh at this, but she wasn't as excited as I expected a kid to be.
No.
You know what I mean? Like when she shot one, she was like, we are. Like, oh, I do this crap all the time.
Right.
Me, I jump. I mean, when somebody else shoots one, I'm jumping up and down like a little kid.
Right.
And she shot and was like, eh. I was like, dude, what's going on here? You know, so I was kind of like.
I don't want to speak for Priya, but I think she was a little shy with the cameras because she's not on cameras that often, so it was something new for her.
Okay. But so is this the first real film?
For her, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yep. Freezer Bound's right. She kills more turkeys than most adults.
Oh, she was. I mean, you could see she was excited.
Yeah.
There just wasn't much emotion.
Right.
And I was like, man, I was really, I must say, dumbfounded because most kids are half knocking the blind over.
Right.
And I was like, dude, she must kill a lot of turkeys.
She does kill a lot of turkeys.
So that was my, my mentality was like, this girl has to kill a lot of turkeys.
Yep.
Dude, that's sick. I love it. I just love kids hunting. So kids hunting excite me.
And she's the one that took first place in turkey calls this year for the world.
Get out. That's awesome. So she took first place in the youth world turkey call.
Yep.
Dude, we got to get her on here just to give a turkey call for us, man.
Yep. She learned from the master, Sean, her dad. I mean, he's won several world tournaments. I got all his calls back here.
We got to get him on to show us some tricks.
Yeah, I got tutorials with him, videos like that. He's the one that actually sponsored the kids turkey call contest that we did at the Rendezvous.
Yeah, I say that looked almost just like that call there.
Yep.
That was a great thing you guys did. I'm sorry, I know you're involved in that. You and Fraser Bound it. I knew you were involved in it because you were so involved with everything there. But that was a really cool thing you guys did. So who doesn't know is they held a turkey contest for the kids, and the winner got the turkey call.
Yep.
So the turkey call that he just showed you, all the kids got a chance to make a sound with. And it was really cool to watch because there was some kids that never did it, and there was one kid you could tell did it before. Of course, he won. You could tell he did it before, and it wasn't his first.
It was my son in the middle that did the competition. I believe it was Adam from Freezer Bound's boys as well.
Yeah, you're right. I think it was.
Yeah.
But the very first kid, I don't know who the kids were. I'm not going to sit here and say I knew. You could tell he did a little more.
Yeah.
If he didn't do it, you could tell he listened a little more. If that makes sense. He had that little niche which,
Yeah, we're
and then
hoping to have that.
the other two, you could tell herd turkeys, and you could tell they sounded turkeys,
Right.
but you could tell they were trying real hard to mimic.
Yeah.
And I think if they would have just naturally went with it, they probably would have done all right. But you know how it is, man. When the pressure's on, that sucks. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a pressure guy.
Right.
So I thought they all did great.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a really cool thing that you and Adam did there.
That idea was spur of the moment. We were going to have Sean Kochi come out and do a demonstration for the kids and everyone at the rendezvous. He couldn't make it because his daughter had a basketball game in Pittsburgh. And Adam came to me. He's like, hey, are you on your way yet? Can you stop it or get a hold of Kochi and see if he'll give a call and we'll have a contest for the kids? I was like, call Sean. He's like, sure thing. And he dropped it off at Freezer Bound's house because he was heading out that way to get his calls and stuff engraved on the back from someone local as well. So he just put it in the mailbox and we were good to go for the competition.
So one of the things, and correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things I see in this outdoor world, industry, whatever you want to call it, is a lot of these guys that love it. I want to say love it, right? I'm not even going to say passion. I'm going to say love it.
Right.
Are willing to give or do whatever it takes to get that youth involved.
I think that's the lifestyle with it, though. We remember what it was like being little and someone getting us involved, so we want to keep that love and that passion going with the younger generation. And I hate to say it, but I think we're pretty far from that nowadays. A lot of kids aren't involved in that. So the kids that want to get into it, we kind of take more of a pride and joy in getting them back out there because they don't really want to nowadays.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. They're more stuck on video games and
yeah.
And let's face facts. I hate to say this, but drugs nowadays they're started at 10 years old. I mean, it's sad depending where you live.
Yep.
So, yeah, I agree with you totally. I mean, I think it's really cool that I'm going to use us as a outdoor community, welcome with open arms these young kids.
Yep.
I seen yous do it. I can tell Adam and his wife do it. I could just tell. I mean, you can read it. You can see it in their own kids.
Right.
Your own kids that you guys love this. And the fact that they love it goes in. So I commend you all for that. Anybody that is a part of that outdoor world that truly believes it's, about the kids. I love that. And I love that about our community. Yeah.
It's a dying art, and if it goes out with us, and our kids won't be able to feed their kids, et cetera, et cetera. So there's that in it too. So we got to be self-sufficient. Can't always rely on others.
I totally agree, man. Totally agree. I don't know what else. I would say 100%. I agree with that. It's a dying art.
Yep. Unfortunately.
It's like trapping. There's no money in it, so people just walk away from it now. Yep. You have to trap because you love it. You can't trap for money anymore.
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's fun. Setting the trap lines, my son being there with me, getting to see raccoons close and personal. And
when we were little, Dad made $10 a fur. Trapping was everything.
Right. You can make a living off trapping.
Years ago, you could.
Yeah.
Now it's hard, man. Now it's hard. You gotta be getting a lot of animals.
Yeah.
And your own tanning and your own all the money comes from, it's a process. It's not just so it's definitely a big deal. But sorry, honey. My daughter's talking to me. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Listen, I'm live, so she's holding a plate with words on it so she can talk to me.
The fact that my kids are being quiet for this long, I'm surprised.
I shoot it live right in my dining room, and I just hang up a backdrop.
Okay.
And it's funny because my kids, it's like they all know everybody just disappears for the hour we're on. So
when I do the cooking channels, I'm like, everybody be quiet. I got to film. So. But I do so many takes with the cooking channels. They're all laughing because I fumble over my own words and I have to retake it. And it's a thing.
So how many retakes do you average in this stuff?
When I'm outdoors, none, because that's kind of off the fluff, no cuff type stuff. But with the cooking, I have certain points I want to get across. So I don't want to say it's scripted, but I'm teaching, I'm sharing a recipe. So I have certain things I want to say, but I'll mess up my words and I'll have to retake it 2 or 3 times. But when I'm actual cooking, what's said is said because I can't uncook what I just did. So.
Yeah, you're kind of doomed at that point.
Yeah.
Like 5 hours for a 30-second commercial we did.
Yep.
I just want you to know, Tony, that our 5 hours into a 30-second commercial, the first take was perfect. Somebody never turned on the volume. I don't want to rub in anybody's face or mention names, but somebody never turned on the volume, and then it took 5 hours of me saying, I suck, I'm gay, I'm dumb. I mean, I really went on because every time I'd spit and sputter something that didn't belong.
Yep. Yep.
I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
I would, and I said this to Nicholas, I would like to get with you guys and shoot a video together. Each one of you, whether we meet up somewhere or whatever. I come to you, you can come to us. I would love that. I think that'd be really cool. We could get together and just
absolutely.
Have some fun.
Let's set it up. Let's not waste time. Let's do it.
Yeah, I just love it. I love being outside and I love spending time with new people. You learn new things. You have, like I said, I already feel like I'm part of the family because of you guys. That really was a great thing for me. It's something I won't miss every year.
Good. I won't miss it either.
Yeah, I won't. I said to Chris, when I went, I was nervous. I'm not going to know these guys. We're not really big into YouTube yet. We're trying. And we both were like, we have to do this. And Adam was so gracious. She's like, come on, let's go. Come out here.
Yeah.
And, I don't regret 1 ounce of it. It was awesome. What a great time.
It's good to be around like-minded people. And on top of that, it's a learning experience. Everybody likes to sit around and talk shop of what they're doing or what didn't work or offer advice on what could help you, their struggles. And that's how we all learn off of each other's information. And then we share the passion of the outdoors with it. So it's even better.
Yeah, I agree. And again, that's why we do this. We love to talk outdoors. If we're not in it, we want to talk about it. So
that's right.
100% agree with you that's why we do this. Just being able to share a little bit of information with each other, learn a little more about each other, and of course help share you. Yeah. We want to help promote you guys. We don't feel we need to be promoted as much as everybody else. We want to help promote you guys and help promote what yous are doing. And our hope in it is just someone notices us in it, Right. But we did hit, and I'm always proud of this because we hit an hour. And I never notice when we hit an hour. I want you to know that, Tony. Chris, usually my phone will go off. I don't think Chris messaged me. Usually Tony. Oh, speaking of an hour, it just went off. So I normally end up losing track of time and where we are. And Chris will throw me a reminder about 45 minutes. And again, that happened again. But it happens because we talk about things we love. Yeah, we lose track of time. It's so easy. I mean, we've had professional trappers. And when I say, I don't know if you know who Linda White is. And we had Tess Talley on and Angie Cokes, who hunts with spears. Right. Oh, my God, that was cool. That was just a topic of. I want to try that. Yeah, I know. That's something I want to try. But, when you get, especially things you've never done, it really is easy to take off with. Look at this. Hit me up if you want a snake hunt. I can come down there if you'd like. Good show tonight. Tony, I think you should try, man. I'll go with. I'm scared, too. I'll go with you. That's one thing I don't mess with, the snakes. I think you should just think about it. I'm not opposed to the idea. Let's put it that way. The only way to face a fear is to do it and get over it. So. I think hey, listen, I have one request. Just think about it. Okay, I'll think about it. Absolutely. I'd like to go again, and I'm always so damn nervous, and I love Bob, so I believe if I go, it's got to be with Bob because he just made me feel so comfortable. But I do think that it's something you need to experience in your life because if I didn't, I just feel like I missed an awesome part of my life. Right. You know what I mean? I always thought these rattlesnakes were mean and ignorant, and they're, nobody wants one cut their heads off, and I don't feel that way no more. Right. I think it really opened up a little bit and nothing else. I mean, you got a snake permit, you're allowed to eat one, dude. That's weird. I've eaten some weird things, but I don't know. Snake. Well, what's his name? Had some at the rendezvous.
Oh yeah, G-Fam Overland. He had the
Yeah.
rattlesnake sausage. That's right.
Yeah. Did you eat some of that?
Did you ever find out what the mystery one was?
No, what was the mystery one? I did, but I forgot.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters. Thank God I didn't eat that one. Nicholas is the one who told me what it was. He said, I didn't think it was real bad until they said it was bull's balls.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Nicholas was the one that was pretty crazy all by itself. But listen, man, we're at our hour. We're over our hour. I am stoked about being over our hour. Here's what happens. We hit an hour. And I say it all the time, our guests just go, you watch our viewers just go like this, downhill. And it's weird, but I don't know why I feel like at that hour mark, everybody's like, I had enough.
That makes sense.
So we used to stay on an hour and a half, and then we gave that up because I don't feel it's fair to anybody if the viewers aren't watching to keep them on here.
Right.
But I do want to say this. I want to say thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for making us feel like family when we're out at that event, because I thought you guys did a
You guys
wonderful
are family
job.
now. You're absolutely family.
And I'm going to ask you the one thing I ask everybody before we leave a show is, if there was one child or one new hunter or one new fisher out there you could reach by giving them a piece of advice, what would your piece of advice be?
Oh, enjoy it, because it just, once you find it and it hits you, you'll know. So just get out there and do it.
Don't be afraid to try.
That's right. I don't want to
sounds like a lot
go to
of people.
snakes, but I'm going to go try it.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it. Chris, you heard that, right?
I didn't say what kind of snakes, did I?
It didn't matter. You said snakes. I'm in. The fact you're willing to get over here, try it. I don't care if it's garter snakes, man. You're in. I'm in.
I'll try it.
I love it. Imagine the video you're gonna get out of that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That was one of the things I said. If nothing else, I'll get a cool video of me crying like a girl.
Yeah, that'll get some views.
Look at Bob.
Here it is.
I love it, man. I love it. Again, Tony, I appreciate it. Chris, you got anything else you want to add?
No, we pretty much covered.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Hey, man, God bless you, your family, your
God bless
viewers,
you guys.
and anything else that happens. We
Stay
wish you
safe. Sorry, I bumped it by accident.
and stay in touch, man.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
See you, buddy. Have a
Bye,
good night.
everyone.